Disclaimer: the following video is heavily inspired by CR Volcanic's videos on the monsters of Monster Hunter Frontier. Go watch his videos after this one. Also, all gameplay footage is in the description and belongs to its respective owners. Hello everyone, I'm back, and I bring more Frontier monsters with me. Now, today's episode is on the Fanged Beasts of Frontier, and boy, let me tell ya, they're quite a unique bunch. But before we begin, I like to say that if you're enjoying this little mini-series, then leave a like, subscribe if you want, and maybe leave a comment. But anyway, on with the show. In the Monster Hunter series, Fanged Beast is the term given to large mammalian monsters. Usually they take the form of large primates, though some are other types of mammals. Monster Hunter Frontier has 7, technically 8, new ones, with 3 of them even introducing a new type of fanged beast to the series. But we'll get to that later. First, we have Gogomoa. Before the likes of Quetzalcoatl and Bishaten, we had Gogomoa, the original lemur monster. Introduced in Frontiers 4.2 update, Gogomoa are red-furred, lemur-like fanged beasts with sloth-like claws, a long tail, and a massive hump that live on Tide Island, the same place where you fight Tycoon Zamuza. They have a very unusual ability, as they have organs in the palms of their hands which they can use to shoot webs. Seems like they took the term spider monkey too literally. They also have a baby form called Kokomoa. The Kokomoa hangs onto its parent's hump for pretty much the whole fight. It doesn't help the parent to fight, it doesn't fight on its own, it just stays there. You can knock the baby off, but that will cause it to flee and enrage the parent for the rest of the fight. I can see them bringing Gogomoa back without many changes. I've seen some suggest their face needs some touch-ups, and honestly, I half agree. His face can look pretty uncanny from the front, but I think that's because he's always with his teeth out. Up next, we have Lolo and Ray Gougarf. Now here's a wacky duo. Lolo and Ray Gougarf, introduced in Frontier's G2 update, are a pair of fanged beasts that resemble a mixture of dogs with monkeys. Lolo is the red one with the bulldog face and acts as the duo's leader, while Ray is the blue one with the wolf-like face and is the meeker of the two. It is said that the reason why they look so different is due to genetics, with Ray being the most common variation while Lolo is rarer. The two of them are able to inflict the magnetism status, a status exclusive to Frontier, which can make monsters pull you towards them or push you away. They primarily attack with their immense strength, using their magnetism to enhance their attacks, or to perform synchronized attacks, such as Lolo throwing Ray at you. In fact, they are so in sync that when Lolo enrages, so does Ray, and when Lolo leaves the zone, Ray follows. Additionally, killing one of them before the other dictates how the fight goes. If you kill Ray first, Lolo will become enraged for the rest of the fight, and if you kill Lolo first, Ray will be unable to enrage. These two would probably be really hard to bring back in my opinion, mostly because of their dual mechanics. Sure, we have the pack mechanic in Wilds, but this is completely different because they actively depend on each other to fight. So they probably would spend a lot of time and resources just trying to get their fight right. Not to mention the magnetism status. Them coming back isn't impossible, but really unlikely. It would be cool to see them back though. Next up, Camu and Nono Orugaron. Introduced in the Season 6.0 update, the Orugarons, not to be confused with Odogaron or Lunagaron, are large fanged beasts resembling a cross between a wolf and a saber-toothed tiger that live in swamps. Camu, the male one, is grey with larger fangs, while Nono, the female, is white with smaller fangs. They are known as the Sound Wolves, as they have the ability to produce howls that can damage you. They also have the ability to shoot out sharp quills from their backs, and their hardcore versions can use ice to augment their physical attacks. Similar to the Gougarfs, they can be hunted together. However, unlike with the Gougarfs, they can also be fought separately. This makes me think they'd be easier to bring back than the Gougarfs, since they don't actively need each other to fight. Additionally, if you do kill one of them in a quest where you fight only one, the other one will show up at the end of the quest to mourn the loss of its mate, which is sad but also really cool. As I said, I think they'd be easier to bring back than the Gougarfs, since you can fight them separately, and they fit the pack system of Wilds better than the Gougarfs in my opinion. Up next, we have Midogaron. Astute viewers might notice that I covered the Orugarons, which start with O, before Midogaron, which starts with M. This is because covering Midogaron without first covering his base form would be a disservice. Midogaron, introduced in Frontier's G update, is a Kamu Orugaron who lost his mate due to either another monster or a hunter. Regardless, when this happens, the heartbroken Kamu leaves the swamps and migrates to the volcanic areas of the world. There he becomes larger, his fur becomes black and orange, his quills become blood red, and he develops organs capable of producing fire. He is no longer a Kamu Orugaron, but a Midogaron, an extremely powerful and territorial beast. They are covered in scars from previous battles, and are so fast that it almost looks like teleportation. Killing a Midogaron is no easy feat. Overall, Midogaron's design is great, and a really good reimagining of Kamu's design. The only issue is his lore, at least in my opinion. Doesn't make a lot of sense. I think it would be better if he was just a close relative of the Orugarons rather than a mutated Kamu, but that's just what I think. Also, here's a question. What would the female counterpart to Midogaron be? I asked because Midogaron is a Kamu, but Nono doesn't have a counterpart. And finally, we have Voljang. Our final monster of today is also a new monster type introduced in Frontier, the Origin Species. Origin Species are either the ancestors of already existing monsters that have survived to present day, or relatives of already existing monsters that are closer to their ancestors. Voljang is one such origin species. His closest relative is the Rajang, but while Rajang is covered in blackish brown fur, Voljang is covered in stone-like scales, and while Rajang uses the thunder element, Voljang uses the fire element. His scales have the same properties as flints, and he can use them to ignite his fists and send out fiery punches. He is even capable of creating a ring of fire before jumping through it and sending fireballs everywhere. But his strongest attack is the Fire Tornado, where he digs underground and creates a massive tornado of fire before emerging and charging at you. If he hits you, you get thrown into the tornado and take a lot of damage. Now, bringing Voljang back would come with a pretty big issue. We already have a Fanged Beast with flint-like scales, it being a Orugaron from Monster Hunter Wilds, who not only has an arguably better design, but also has less extreme attacks. If they did bring Voljang back, it would probably have to be in a different game since Wilds already has a Orugaron. And those are all the Fanged Beasts of Frontier. Overall, this is a pretty mixed bag. On one hand, it has monsters that could return very easily, but also has some that would need a lot of changes if they were brought back. But even so, they are all unique in their own way. Next episode will be on the Flying Wyverns of Frontier. See you folks then!